Right, folks, Led Zeppelin, I Am a Fool. I've just recorded this, only about 3 minutes worth, and wiped it accidentally. Second time I've done it in 9 months. God, I do my head in sometimes. I do, honestly. I won't mind, it's getting late. I'm pushed for time, but I'm going to do it anyway. Right, Led Zeppelin. I seen one of these lists yesterday, you know, the all-time top 20 list and all that palaver. Well, I'm a sucker for them. You'll know, folks, that I like my music, I like my films, I like my movies, I like my actors and my actresses. I like them all. And if we're doing a top 20 to do with any of those, and it's something that I like, I'm a sucker for them. Anyway, to that end, I seen a top 20 based on Led Zeppelin yesterday, day before. I think it was a Planet Rock website or something like that. What is Led Zeppelin's 20 best songs of all time? And I thought, well, I know for a fact my favourite song won't be in here. Right, let me give you a bit of background. Always loved Zepp, thought they were great. I know they're a fantastic band. You've got three absolutely out-of-this-world musicians. You've got a real iconic frontman, but not only is he iconic in look and with the shapes he throws, but he's got a voice to back it up. A fantastic band. But I was never a massive Zepp fan. Liked them more than a lot of other bands, but they weren't one of my favourite 4 or 5 bands. Yet they are massively groundbreaking. Sold LPs by the bucket load and made touring and rock music really probably what it is. They were the next on from the Beatles and they made massive tours. Massive, and loads followed from what they did. They were visionaries, if you like. But anyway, for all they wasn't a massive favourite of mine, I know they've done some great songs. But because they weren't a massive favourite, I've not got all their LPs. So I'm more into the more commercial stuff. Now, I've got to confess that although, as I say, they weren't a massive favourite, I was very lucky in that I seen them when I was a lot younger. There's not many probably people still living that have seen them, but I did. I think it was the big job. Was it at Nebworth? I think it was Nebworth. I'm sure it was. Loads and loads and loads of us in there, and I mean absolutely loads. We were brilliant. We butchered loads of people to get right near the front, right near the front. But my memory's that bad, and it really is. I say this to everybody about my memory, but it's true. I barely remember anything about the concert. The most vivid memory I have is Jimmy there, Jimmy Page, with the old guitar and the old bow. You know when he gets the old bow out? I remember that like it was yesterday, although I can't remember which song he did it to. But I do remember that. Now, we had seen it in the movie. Did the movie come after it or before it? I can't remember. But I remember the bow. And I remember thinking as well, oh my God, Page is as good as they say. I knew he was a great guitarist. He's been known to be one of the greats for centuries. But I didn't realise he was as good as I saw that night. He was fantastic. Definitely in my top 5 or 6 without a shadow of a doubt. But anyway, really loved them. Thought they were great. But they did the top 20 on Planet Rock. And I listened to it, and, well, I don't want to give too much away, but I'm going to give it all away. Number 1 was, and every Zepp fan out there will know this, because I've heard loads of people say it, was Kashmir. Now, for all I'm saying that, this is how little a Zepp fan I was, I can't remember Kashmir how it goes. There's loads of songs of Zepps I know the titles of, but I don't know how they go, because I'm not really a massive Zepp fan. For all I love, and I really love, some of the songs that I really know, but there's not many that I really know are theirs. But I know people say that's an iconic song. I have heard it before. I can't remember it as I should. But for me, I'll put the bins on because there's a couple that'll slip my mind, although they shouldn't. I've played them many times on the jukeboxes in and around my hometown. Yeah, the favourites for me were always, I'm a bit of a rocker, so I like the rock songs. So it would be Rock and Roll and Black Dog. I absolutely loved Black Dog, and I mean, loved it. And then, after that, I've got no problem with All Lot of Love. Great song. It's a really iconic song, as much for being the header to the old Top of the Pops as much as anything else. Did it come before Yellow Pearl or after it? I can't remember. I know that and Yellow Pearl were the big 2 lead-ups to Top of the Pops. So there'd be A Lot of Love and Stairway to Heaven. Great song, well constructed, great vocals. But they weren't the ones I remember the most, or played the most. The 2 I played the most on the jukeboxes around my hometown. And we're talking now Thursday to Sunday nights. In the old days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Massive nights in town. It was great being a young kid at that time, even though I was working out every night, bleary-eyed in the morning, going to work, probably not doing my job correctly because I had a bit of a skinful. Well, I was going to go and work on this Friday. No, I used to Saturday mornings now and again as well. Them days you did do. But anyway, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday would be out, and then Thursday dropped off in town. Friday, Saturday, Sunday were the main days. Then Friday dropped off. Then Sunday dropped off. And for a few years, Saturday was the only big night in town. Now, that's gone as well. It's dead. Or relatively dead, as it is in many towns. But on the jukeboxes around town, the rock jukeboxes, I'd always play Trampled Underfoot, and probably even more so, Immigrant Song, if only for the wailing at the start, the old Norseman there, the old Robert Plant wail. I loved it. So they'd be two I play. But my favourite song of all time, I can take the bins off this, I remember it like, well, I remember it. My favourite song of all time, and I'll tell you now, viewers, I'll tell you what it is. If there is any Zeppelin lovers, and there might be the odd one that listens to this video, tell me, is it in your top 20? I bet it's not. Tell me what your number one is. I bet you'll say Kashmir. Most of you will, I'm pretty sure. But tell me, is this one I'm going to tell you now in your top 20? And I'll bet it's not. It might even be your top 50. Just shows how little a Zeppelin fan I was, because I loved this song. It was on a much later LP. It might have been the last LP, one of the last couple. And I know it wasn't as critically acclaimed as an LP, if memory serves. But I can't remember its name, although I think I know. But I don't want to make myself a bigger fool, so I'm not going to say it. But it was probably just before the band split up, and before Plant's his big log phase and that kind of stuff. But the song was called Fool in the Rain. I absolutely love that song. And it's probably, along with maybe Black Dog Rock and Roll and Stairway to Heaven, it's probably one of the only ones I can sing to myself most of the way through and know most of the words. I think it's an absolutely genius of a song. Especially like the way it comes in two parts and it speeds up and goes back down and whatever. I think it's a cracking song. Yet I never hear Zepp fans mention it. If you mention it to them, oh, it's a great song, it's that blah, 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 blah. But it's never one they put forward, it's never one they mention. So, if you're a Zepp fan, and you've heard me drone on and on and on, what would be your favourite Zepp song? And would you have Fool in the Rain anywhere near your top 20? There might be one or two people out there that is this and thinks, oh my God, I can't believe he loves it as well, it's my favourite song. But there'll only be one or two throughout probably the whole of Great Britain that like Zepp. I don't think anybody would land on this song, other than probably me. But I am an oddball. Oddball is what I am. Anyway, thanks for listening.